Let's say you have an image and you want to edit something in this image using AI. You know the specific element that you want to adjust, and you know that you do not want to change anything else. You provide a very clear and easy to understand prompt, and then AI generates a new image for you. The element you wanted to fix gets indeed fixed, but you notice that other elements have changed as well, or maybe just the overall quality of the image got worse. You start seeing blurriness, artifacts, maybe the colors got changed, or some other problems. Yeah, you fixed the visual element you wanted to fix, but you did it at a cost of an entire image, at a cost of all the remaining visual elements. Yes, if you do just one edit, then the changes might not be very visible. But let's say you do 2 or 3 edits, then you for sure are gonna see and run into the problems I've described. In this video, I will show you a very simple, easy to follow workflow that you can use to edit any visual element in your image without breaking or changing anything else in your image. We will edit an image using AI, and I will show you how exactly you can avoid those issues where everything else breaks or changes when you try to fix a certain element in your image with AI. The best part about this method is that you do not need to be a designer, you do not need to know how to use Photoshop or any other design tools. You just can simply repeat the steps that I will show you in this video, because now we are gonna go through a specific example of how I personally did it, and I will just repeat this workflow with you so that you can learn and then apply it to your images. In this specific video, I'll show you how to adjust a specific element in your image without breaking anything else. In this case, I will be changing the face of this lady. I will make her look older, and I do not want anything else in this image to be affected. I do not want the colors change. I do not want the brightness to change. I do not need any blurriness, artifacts, or any other issues with this image. I want to keep it looking exactly as it is, but only change the face of this lady, only make her look a bit older. In fact, I already had a similar video in the past, but as far as I remember, I improved the look of the product itself and of the text. But in this case, I will show you how you can apply it on people as well. And in fact, I will show you how you can apply it to any visual element in your image. And as I mentioned, you do not need to be a designer. You do not even need to have any paid tools. What you need to do is just open some AI image generator and fix the visual element in your image that you want to fix. So just repeat the steps that I will show you right now. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to identify the specific thing you want to adjust in your image. This is my base image, and I'll also have it on my computer, download it, and let me open it and show you what exactly I do. Now, I have the image open right in front of me, and I have identified clearly that I want to change this visual element. This visual element is the face of this lady. I want to make her look older. And that's it. I do not want to change anything else. The first thing that you want to do is identify this visual element. And then the second step is isolate this visual element. What I mean by isolating this visual element is simply zooming into this element. I personally have an image editor on my computer by default. You can use any kind of image editor. What you need to do is just zoom in to the visual element that you want to fix. How I usually do it is I choose a square ratio just to keep it simple for AI so that it does not need to jump between different ratios, because my original image is square ratio and I will just keep the zoomed in version also square ratio. Now, the reason why we zoom in to the visual element we want to change is because we want to simplify the work that AI needs to do. We want to avoid any possible distractions. We do not need anything else in this image. We want the AI to focus only on the specific task we are gonna give it. It is for you to decide how much you zoom in. I think for me, in this case, this is enough. I have isolated her face well enough, and I will just save this image as a copy. In fact, I already have it saved, so here it is. What you do next is you upload this zoomed in image to your AI image generator. I personally use a platform called Magnific, and it has multiple different AI image generators here, and I just upload this image here. And then what I do is I use a very simple prompt. Here it is, you can see it. I use a very simple prompt that describes specifically what I want to change in this image. It is very short and simple, and I only need to change her face. I do not need to change anything else. And by the way, I forgot to mention that I recommend using Google Nano Banana 2 or Google Nano Banana Pro for this, because typically these image generation models will keep it the most consistent with your original image. So they will usually focus on the exact thing you want them to change, especially if you make your prompt simple and specific. In my case, it took only 2 attempts to generate the image I want. So the first one was a failure, but then I tried again with absolutely the same prompt, as you can see, and it gave me the image that I needed. So basically it's the same image, but the face now looks correct. And as you can see, I used only 2 references. The first one was the zoomed in version of this image, the one that we uploaded here. And the second one is the reference image of the face. I wanted AI to use this specific face. Now we have the face ready, but it is not in our final image. It is a zoomed in version of this face. That is why what we do is we download this image, the correct one with the correct face, and then we upload both our original image and the image with the correct face to Canva. You do not need to have a paid plan here. You can just upload it for free. As you can see, I'm also on a free plan. So I've opened on Canva my original base image, and I will also upload here the zoomed in version with the correct face. I already did it, so I have all these images already uploaded. I think this is the right one. Yeah. So this is the image that we created right now with AI. So this one, we just uploaded to Canva. We upload firstly the original image, and then we upload the zoomed in version with the correct fixed visual element. Now, what is very important to understand is the ratio of this image. You probably get already the idea that I'm trying to apply here. I want to apply this zoomed in version with the correct face on top of our original image. But in order to do this accurately, and so that I do not need to guess its ratio, because as you can see, Canva uploaded it here not in the original ratio. And it means I would need to manually somehow try to put it in such a way so that it looks natural and realistic and matches everything. But in fact, you do not need to guess. You have a specific ratio of this image here. What you can do is you can simply open the original zoomed in crop. So this was the original base image, and this was the original zoomed in crop. So the one that we cropped from the base image. You can just take a look at its own ratio. 1:2:6, and you just apply the same ratio, lock the ratio on Canva, 1:2:6, and now we have this image uploaded in an original ratio, and we do not need to guess what exact size to make it manually. Now we just apply it on top of the original image, because the size of this image is already correct. It will match it. Look at this. It's very hard to distinguish. It's hard to identify that there is something wrong, that there is an image on top of this one. But we'll take it even further. In fact, we do not need these side elements. We just need her face. So what I suggest is you just crop this image. Just take it and crop it. In this case, I want to also keep the neck, because the neck, as you can see, it also changed. So I want to keep the neck area as well, but everything else we can just crop it. The reason why we are cropping this image is because this zoomed in version, even though it looks similar, in reality, its quality is a bit different. It's a bit worse. And that is why we want to minimize its size. We want to crop it down to leave only the visual element we want to change. Because the visual element that you want to change and that you adjusted, it will not be of a low quality because it was generated from scratch. AI image generator did not try to replicate it from our original image. It was generated from scratch, so it will be higher quality than the rest of the image. So it is safe to keep it. So now we're just cropping it as much as we can. And that's it. Basically, our image is ready, and I did the same thing. This is what I did manually before I recorded this video, and this is what we did together. Now, as you can see, if we zoom in, you will probably see some weird lines like this one at the frame of the image that we put on the top of our original image. Now, yeah, it looks bad, and it might show everyone that we did some adjustments here which we were not able to hide properly. But in fact, it is very easy to fix, and we will use this free tool that you can find online. You do not even need to register here. It's kind of Photoshop, but it's absolutely free. So now I'll just download this image, not all pages, only current page. Just download it and then just open the same image here in Photopea. Let us just zoom in, and you will find the same lines at the frame of this new image quite visible. And the only thing you need to do is just click here, spot healing brush, adjust its size a bit. You can make it smaller, larger. It depends on how much you need to fix here at the frame, but we do not need to have it large. What you can do is just go through. I will make it a bit larger, maybe not that much. 10 should work. So Control Z, and let me show you again. Just go through it like this. Sometimes it might not work the best from the first attempt, but you can just try again. It's a very simple trick, very simple tool. You do not need to be a designer to be able to use it. In fact, this image got already pretty good, and it's even for me, for the person who knows where exactly the frame should be, it's hard to identify this frame. But yeah, here it is. In some places it's better visible, in others it's less visible. But for example, here, look at this. We just do this and the frame is not visible anymore. And you just quickly go through it like this, very simply, nothing complicated here, and adjust the entire frame. You might even skip this part if the frame is not really visible. In our case, it almost wasn't visible. And as you can see, yeah, it's very hard to identify where exactly this frame is. Maybe here, probably. Not sure. Okay, this was bad. But I think you understood the process. As you can see, there is nothing complicated. And the best part is, as I mentioned, you do not need to be a designer to repeat these steps. And also, even better part is that you can apply this method, this technique, to any visual element in your image. I did the same thing with text. I did the same thing with this cat carrier later on. So you can apply it to literally anything. You just zoom in, you just improve what you need to improve, then you just crop, apply on top, and just fix in Photopea using the spot healing brush what the frames that are still visible. And that's it. Nothing complicated. Hope this video was useful, and in case you need additional help with your images, you can just send me a message. All the contact information can be found down below in the description. We can create a free test image for you, or review your existing gallery, or just discuss anything related to Amazon imagery or AI image generation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Wishing you a lot of sales. Bye-bye.